Hey, it's Christian. It's me. I talk a lot about individual songs, but I never really bring up albums. My first album as Christian Montgomery and the Winter Kill Band, The Project, is The Gravel Church. This album was written in the Plymouth House of Correction. It was the first time in my life that I've ever not had a guitar or a piano in front of me and written music. And you know, I'd love to tell you that it was for something serious, that it was this, bank robbery or something cool. But what happened was I was really sick. I had type 1 diabetes and I didn't know it. And I was working long hours and trying to provide for my family after a really expensive divorce, a divorce in which the other person didn't want me in my kids' lives, didn't want me in the picture at all. She was a woman that I had an affair with and got pregnant. She had gotten married like a week before the affair, so it was kind of doomed to fail. I was a father to my daughter, Madeline, who's still the light of my life, and didn't want to disappoint her, so I stayed in that relationship. But anyway, so after that divorce, I was getting sicker and sicker. Didn't really know what was going on. I asked the judge to lower my child support because I had my kids half the time. So it was a situation where I was spending so much time with them. There was no reason for me to pay for anything when I had them half the time. And he said no, so I did what any guy's supposed to do. I paid my child support, and then I had to be brought back to life at Plymouth Beth Israel Deaconess with a blood sugar of 997. I subsequently sent a message to the judge on Facebook begging for my life, and he had me thrown in jail for 6 months. He was more upset about the fact that I called him by his first name, Kevin, instead of Your Honor. That was the big sales pitch when they were throwing me in the cell. No threats or anything like that. It was just really kind of a judge's hubris against a guy like me who was at the time a lobbyist for a bill in the Massachusetts legislature for shared parenting, which everybody knows is the right thing. But anyway, the Gravel Church. I wasn't going to let this guy destroy me. I wasn't going to let his hubris reshape my life. I was going to be that same person. I sat in that cell and I wrote 15 songs. I wrote Razor Wire Heart, which is a song I wrote for my kids. Those lyrics were some of the most heartfelt I think I've ever written. I hope someday you'll find me and I can put all this behind me, because I've got a heart like razor wire. That was a really hard song to write. It was trying to sum up the entire album's experience. And then I had other songs. Boston was turned into this country hillbilly thing. And Foolish Devil, the second song on the album, hit number 1 or 2 in Louisiana for like a week. And it's a real nice Cajun love song. And back in 2020, there wasn't a lot of people recording. Five Horses was kind of my environmental song. I'm an avid hunter, fisherman. I grew up on the sea. Now I live here in the mountains. Then I do my fair share of hunting whitetail. And I've watched as, I won't say so much climate change as climate ignorance, as environmental ignorance. People coming in and developing and destroying the habitat of the animals that we're dependent upon up here. So, on from that. You're New is a great song in this record. My brother Kurt passed away from cancer shortly after I got out, so it was kind of like a double punch in the mouth. I was sitting at a bar after I got divorced, and my brother saw me talking to this girl. She was falling for every line I was giving her, and he came in, butted it in between us, and he looks at her and says, "He's not ready." And boom, like, she takes off, and he was like, "All right, let's go, adventure time." And I think we might have taken the boat out or something stupid. There's some other classics on here that I mean, She's No Cadillac, which is a great tune. I mean, some of my favorite lyrics that, whenever I'm down, I'll listen to this. I heard that she had broken down and had to be pushed back to town. I heard she blew a piston and a couple of my former friends. And then That Bird Won't Fly is a song that I wrote for my wife. When I was in jail, she came and visited me every opportunity. I think it was like twice a week, like to the point where like the guards were like, I had an experience with a gentleman in one of the cell blocks where he told me he was going to kill me in my sleep. So I told him, well, if we're going to do this while I'm awake, then I proceeded to knock the little bastard out with one punch. And we were in solitary for a week during the 6-month vacation. And anyway, that song, it means a lot to me. It meant a lot to me for her to come in. I'd never experienced something like this before. I'd never even gotten a speeding ticket in my life. I'd been in a situation in my divorce where all these false allegations were made, and all of them were proven to be false. And you think to yourself, like, okay, I'm out of the woods now. But especially in Massachusetts, they can come back in and, they'll just come up with something new. And that was the case with me. They just keep coming up with something new. The Tracks. It's a scary song. While I was in jail, there were 2 gentlemen who were co-defendants in a murder. They had burned a girl alive. And since I'm a diabetic, I was going back and forth to the infirmary to basically get my insulin, and I'd go back to my cell. And they were asking me to pass notes back and forth to each other. So of course, I don't know who these guys are. Sure, I'll help you out. Didn't learn till afterwards that they were convicted. So here I was, riding the gravel church in jail for just wanting to be a dad, for just wanting to be a part of my kid's life. Just wanted to let my kids know how much I love them and what they mean to me. But since that was taken away from me, I figured the only way that I can lead at this point is by example. So I decided I'm going to overcome everything they throw at me. So I ended up selling my fishing boat that my wife and I had during COVID. It was a great way to get away from people and make a couple extra bucks at sea. And we decided to move to the mountains. We have this beautiful 3,600 square foot farmhouse. We've got our horses, got the cows in the back, cats, dogs, chickens, ducks. I overcame everything that they threw at me. I still am, still trying to be a dad. But there was some funny stuff in here too. I wrote a song called Polyamorous. It was I was spending time with a friend who sang on the record too. Needless to say, she chose the other guy. And then A Life Like This. Wait till you hear the harmony. It's so good. Paul McCartney and Beatles. Influence shines through in this like you wouldn't believe. But last but not least, Couch Sleeper and Girls That Fall Apart was kind of my homage to people I had dated after everything happened. And anyway, the Gravel Church is on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on iTunes, we're everywhere. It was my first record. I've recorded 3 more since this, a total of nearly 50 songs in 3 years. They just keep coming. I'm working on a new album right now. We released Lower County Outlaw this past August, and Prophets of the Apocalypse is the next one, and it's going to be off the rails. You guys are going to dig it. But anyway, this was my little chat about Christian Montgomery and the Winter Kill Band, and I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of my experience. This is the only life I get, and I've had to walk through shit for most of it. But I appreciate all you guys believing me enough to